Well, hello everybody. Hopefully this is going to be a short video because I've simply got to explain the con that's being passed on to you about the price of gas and so on, and what's happened now with just 3 contracts awarded by Ed Miliband to produce what we call green hydrogen. That's hydrogen made from either solar or wind, basically. And so you take the electricity from solar or wind and you make hydrogen with it. You've now got a raw source. Now, to compare that to gas, the raw source of gas is here. It's £34 a megawatt hour. But, we've just awarded, well, Ed Miliband has just awarded 3 contracts to produce raw hydrogen. So we're going to compare like with like here. And raw hydrogen contracts have just been awarded and the prices are here. Right, well, those prices, though, are 2022 prices. And what we need is bring them up to date. And to bring them up to date, the price range, I'm going to simplify it, for the 3 contracts are between £213 and £242. So that's what we're going to work with. That's the price range. Again, compared to gas at the £34, right? But there's more to it than that, because the green hydrogen made from solar and wind comes from expensive electricity to begin with. And here are the prices for the expensive electricity according to the latest AR6 round, what we're paying for solar and offshore and onshore wind. Here they are here. Now, because these prices are normally quoted in 2012 prices, I've quoted them in current prices, so everything is comparable. Offshore wind £82.96, onshore wind £71.80, and solar £70.64, all per megawatt hour. Now, the reason why we've got hydrogen at £213 to £242 is simply because it takes a lot of electricity to make the hydrogen. In fact, it can take 2 or 3 times the amount of electricity to the energy you get out. So you get much more energy into making hydrogen than you get out of making hydrogen. It's like walking into the bank and handing a £100 worth of money into them and asking for £30 back. That's how stupid this is. So this price of hydrogen is always going to be very high. But there are enormous extra costs over the use of gas in using hydrogen and converting it to electricity. And you're looking at way over the £213 to £242 per megawatt hour to convert it to electricity. And by the way, those costs are much higher than gas. So let's just take a price aligned for that transportation to get to the same point as gas. You're looking at, let's say, £270 per megawatt hour. So how much more expensive is that than gas? Well, at source, as the raw energy, it's about 7 to 8 times more expensive than gas. There is no chance ever of this coming down in price. This is a formula for disaster, and yet it's what Ed Miliband is basing the future on in the 2030s to actually replace gas. These subsidies that are being incurred now, that are going to be incurred each year, are adding to your gas bills. All of this extra cost comes on to inflate what should be £34 per megawatt hour into £270 or so per megawatt hour. And after you convert that £34 per megawatt hour at the source of energy for gas, you'll get a figure of around about £56 a megawatt hour supplied electricity out from that gas station converting it, as opposed to all those much higher prices I've quoted you for offshore and onshore wind. Tidal power and floating offshore are up near the £200 an hour megawatt hours. You're being deceived if anyone tells you it's cheaper. It's much more expensive. And as regards the future plan of the 2030s from Ed Miliband, forget it. It's poppycock. He's a child in charge of our electricity system, and the cost to you is going to be not just high power, not just the loss of jobs everywhere, not just the destruction of our economy, but blackouts on top. Thank you for watching.